Charger Nation, and a big welcome to everyone who's able to join us today in person, as well as those who are joining us with the live streaming presented or created by our Mr. Ed Prisco and the Sports Network. So let's please give them a round of applause for everything they've done this spring. There's so many times that we could not be in person, and the Sports Network has provided for our families and friends afar or even in Robinson Woods next door with a live streaming of the event. So again, just a huge shout out to that team and all of their efforts. It is run by all of our students who belong in, whether it's a senior class or freshman. They have given a lot of their time. So again, I'm so appreciative of what they've been able to do. And then on that same line, in the next 3 days, we will celebrate, or have celebrated Friday afternoon, our 30th senior student athlete, committing to play at the next level. Despite the pandemic, despite the threat of canceling a season or a game, we still have young people who found a way, and coaches who found a way to promote their student athletes to play at the next level. In my time, 30 is the highest number, so let's just really show our appreciation. So, every day is a gift, and no one else appreciates that than our student athletes. Every game, every practice that they get to perform in is a gift, and we continue with our 3 weeks that we have. We want people to be safe, we want them to be smart, because this means a lot, not only to the people that we're celebrating today, but to everybody on our in our athletic program. So, with that being said, we have a lot to celebrate. We have a lot of individuals from our soccer program here today, as well as our tennis program. So without further ado, please welcome to the mic the coach of our nationally ranked girls soccer program, Dan Dudley.
Thank you, Nancy. My name's Dan Dudley. I'm the director of our soccer program here at Providence Day School. This is probably my favourite time of year. I'm obviously excited and privileged to be here to talk about 5 of our rising future soccer stars that are moving on to play at the next level. To begin with, I'm going to talk about Mr. Phil Crumley over here. I selected Fields as a freshman, and he's probably our fittest soccer player on our team out of 24 guys. Each year during pre-season, he arguably won every fitness test that I put out there, and he reminds me about it pretty much every day now still. My favourite memory of Phil was sophomore year. He had a difficult freshman year, as most do at young ages, stepping into a team with upperclassmen. When he left after his freshman year, he spent time off of the field in the weight room, getting bigger, stronger, faster, and obviously perfecting his touch with the ball as well. When he came back as a sophomore, he was a completely different player. And from that moment, he moved on to another level. He was one of our leaders at the program, junior and senior year, and he was instrumental in helping me push this program along to the next level. And for that, I'll be forever grateful for him. His junior year, like I said, he had a fantastic season. He played 95% of the time starting as a centre back. That's a stat I know he's extremely proud of. Senior year, we won our first conference title in over a decade. We finished 9-1 in the conference and 10-3 overall. And recently he had a pretty major injury. And I know Fields' background and his genetics and how he's made up. He's going to bounce straight back. He had an ACL injury recently. He's in the weight room in the gym and health and wellness every day, working his way back. And I know you're going to be back here in a short space of time. But he had a fantastic last year. In 2008, he had 1 assist. In 2019, 2 assists. In his senior year, he had 1 goal and 5 assists. So career Fields finished with 1 goal and 8 assists. He's committed to play at Centre College, and I know he's going to thrive in that environment, on and off the field. And I think they're going to be very fortunate to have him part of their program. So if you help me congratulate Fields for signing with Centre College.
changed for me in the past 4 years. I didn't play club soccer at the start of high school, and then was late for my special tryout mid-season. And I was only added to the team because that club was gracious enough to give me a second special tryout. And yet, despite being on a club team and training 20 hours a week, I can count on just one hand the number of high school games I started during my freshman and sophomore years. And coming off that second rough season, I was spotted in a tryout of nearly 100 guys to be rostered on the DA team. And that opportunity, I'm convinced, got me the status I needed for recruitment. But going from high school bench warmer, to DA is, kind of rare. That was just crazy. I feel so lucky. And I've also feel so lucky to have these connections at PD for my ACL. I found my surgeon, physical therapist, and sports psychologist through PD. I've gotten to use these amazing facilities also. The way in which I've been able to go without a hitch between 4 club teams in total and a major injury without ever losing momentum has all been about right place, right time. I think all along, greater things have been at play than any of us here can take credit for. Thank you, Duds, for throwing me in the deep end freshman year. You seeing my potential is what inspired me to play in college. Mom and Dad, you did drive me back and forth and play and pay for club soccer. But in reality, so much more was done by y'all to help me get here. Since before I was born, you both have been obsessed with eating healthily and working out. You gave me such a stable foundation in that regard and enabled me to improve so rapidly. Y'all chose our house in big part because of its closeness to the park, which has let me walk to training every day. At every meal, soccer is brought up, and you've both ridden along with that. Dad especially, you've gone to the park with me whenever I needed someone to toss the ball. You watch soccer more than me now, and happily play pickup as the oldest guy out there. All this came to be because both of your positive reactions to my obsession with soccer. I'd also like to thank Sam Schulman for inspiring me to care about grades, grades which helped me afford college, and Cade for making me constantly jealous and chasing, and Christian, who's been with me in everything since lower school. And thank you, Matt Sheldon, for giving me every single drill I've done for the last 4 years. Go Crows.
Okay, moving on to our women's soccer team. Next, I'd like to announce Morgan Hart, who's committed to play at the University of Georgia. My favourite memory of Morgan, other than last night, was her goal back in 2019 against Myers Park. I don't know if many of you remember the game here. We won 3-1, and it was a breakaway goal with an upper 90 finish, unbelievable strike against arguably one of the best public schools in the city and the region. That goal, among others, but more importantly, that goal really sticks out to me and one that I wanted to mention here today. I'm also amazed at how strong and resilient Morgan is, particularly in her recovery of a season-ending injury. I know a lot of you are aware Morgan had an ACL injury, and just the resiliency she showed to come back, not only psychologically, but mentally, physically, tactically. She didn't skip a beat. And that just kind of shows the kind of person she is. Morgan's one of the most exciting players in the conference and state. She has amazing character. She's always been a leader within our group. She's been a captain the last couple of years. She wears her heart on her sleeve, as many of you know, and she carries out responsibility and added pressures impeccably. She does exactly what I ask of her, in good moments and bad moments, and I think she appreciates the honesty that I give her, and I think that's obviously going to help her at the next level when she moves on to play in the SEC. Morgan has a career-high 53 goals and 58 assists to date. That includes last night, and I'm hoping there's going to be many more to be added to that stat. In 2018, she was a state finalist. She was an all-state performer, all-conference performer, and all-region performer. In 2019, she was a state champ. All All-State again, first team All-Conference and All-Region again as well. In 2020, she was nominated the PD Underclassmen Athlete of the Year. And she's twice been nominated for the North Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year nominee. Like I said, we have a lot of soccer still to play, so I'm hoping she can add to those accolades, but we're all proud of you. We're excited to see where your future goes at the University of Georgia. I have no doubt you're going to succeed, Morgan. If everyone can join me congratulating Morgan Hart signing with the University of Georgia.
First of all, I would like to thank my teammates on both the club team and the PD team, especially Kat, Ken, and Ash. I'm so thankful we were able to play the past 4 years together, and I can't wait to finish out our senior season. I'm so proud of you guys and can't wait to watch you play in college. I'd also like to thank Duds for helping me throughout the process and motivating me to become a better player. Also, Coach Ash and the rest of the coaching staff here at PD. You guys have helped me truly love the game, and I've had the best time playing for you guys. Also, a special shout out to Sean and Luke at Architect. For helping me come back after my injury and keeping me fit. You guys always push me to my limits, even if I'm not enjoying it in the moment, and I know you guys are preparing me for the next level. Next, I'd like to thank my parents for coming to every single game and always being my #1 supporters. I love you both so much, and I'm so grateful to have you as my parents. I couldn't ask for a better support system. You guys have truly been my rock throughout the recruiting process and all other aspects of my life. And of course, Riz, for being my best friend and role model. You have helped me in more ways than you can possibly imagine. I continue to look up to you, and I'm so thankful to have you in my life. Lastly, I want to thank Coach Billy and the UGA staff for giving me this opportunity. I'm so blessed and can't wait to be able to represent Georgia on the field. Go Chargers and go Dogs.
Next, we have Katarina Peroulis, another senior soccer player, captain. Okay, we're going to go Kennedy, John. Kennedy's ready. Kennedy's another one of our senior soccer captains. Sorry, Kennedy. Kennedy's the engine room of our team, and multiple times has put this group on her back. Her athletic qualities are unbelievable and her physical presence is immense. Outside of Providence Day, I've been talking to Kennedy for probably 6 or 7 years about coming to play for me at the club level. And she's been someone that I have admired for multiple years, and she's turned into a fantastic player. Technically, she can play with both feet, she has wonderful balance. Elon are lucky to have Kennedy, and I know she'll be an instant success there at Elon University. Just some funny facts about Ken I wanted to share with you. I definitely wouldn't want to bump into Kennedy in a boxing ring or a dark alley. I feel every team needs a player of that stature. In tough moments and difficult times, you need players you can turn on and ask different motivational questions of them. And she's someone that will absolutely go to bat for me, regardless of the score, regardless of the environment. My favourite memory of Ken was at Wesleyan back in 2019, the year we won our state championship. We were depleted that night, and we had very few subs. We had some big players out, and we decided to continue with the game. We were 2-0 down with under 20 minutes to go. And I remember talking with Kennedy and saying a few words to her, but looking in her eyes, and I knew she wasn't happy in that moment, but what happened next was unbelievable. She pretty much put the team on her back and turned that game upside down in under 20 minutes for us to turn around and win that. And I distinctly remember that bus ride back with how excited the girls were. Taking nothing away from the state championship win, that was brilliant. That game for me was probably one of the highlights of the 2019 season. Some stats for you to be aware of with Kennedy. She has a career high 56 goals and 24 assists to date. And just like Morgan before, we hope those numbers will continue to rise here in the coming weeks and months. In 2018, she was a state finalist. She was a first-team all-conference and all-region performer. In 2019, she was a state champion, an all-state performer, a first-team all-conference performer, and a first-team all-region performer. This year, Kennedy is another North Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year nominee for our team. Please help me congratulate Kennedy for signing with Elon University.
First, I'd like to thank the Elon coaching staff for giving me this opportunity and Providence State for coordinating this. Next, I'd like to thank my friends and teammates for always pushing me and being there for me on and off the field. A huge thank you to all my coaches, Luke, Sean from Architect, and Chad and Greg from Independence. Greg, thank you for helping me through the recruiting process, and Coach Chad, thank you for always giving me new opportunities to get better. Whether it's playing with the boys team or playing with people twice my age, I would not be where I am today without you. Duds, Coach Ash, thank you for always making high school soccer fun and enjoyable. Mom and Dad, thank you for the countless hours you both have had to sacrifice driving and watching my games. Thank you for always believing in me and being the amazing parents you are. I love you both. I'd also like to thank my sisters, Cameron and Carson. Cameron, thank you for occasionally playing the role of soccer mom when Mom and Dad aren't able to make it on to one of my games. Carson, thank you for always playing soccer in the living room with me and toughening me up as a 10-year-old when the games got competitive. And I'm so excited to play with you next year. I wouldn't be the person I am without y'all. Lastly, thank you Morgan, Kat, and Ash. All of y'all have had such an impact on me as a person and a player. I'm so thankful to have played with all of you the past 4 years. I'm gonna miss y'all, and always go Chargers, go Phoenix.
Okay, next we have Katarina Perulis, another one of our senior captains. Kat's committed to play at UPenn at the next level. Kat's one of our most athletic, explosive, and deceptive forwards in our conference and state. For those of you that have been to any of our games, I think you would agree. Some of the things she does kind of wows the crowd and kind of wows me a little bit as well sometimes. She's certainly exciting to watch. How she glides and beats defenders at times is mesmerizing. Kat was definitely a late developer. I remember seeing Kat at a camp when she was 11 or 12 in South Charlotte and kind of seeing how she's developed over the years and then looking at her now sitting on the stage getting ready to speak about the next chapter in her career is unreal. Like I said, she was a late developer, but she certainly finished with a bang. I'm proud of what she's accomplished, and I know she's going to be very successful at UPenn on and off the field. My favourite memory of Kat, other than being the one player on the team I'd probably give the hardest time to, I'm being honest with you, was her goal in the state championship in 2019. It was 1-1, it went to overtime, it was 95 plus degrees that day. Kat scored the second goal to put us up 2-1. And that night, obviously, once the dust settled and I went home, and the goal was on the local newscast on TV, and it really kind of sunk in how important that goal was. That's one memory that sticks out to me for Kat, and how the team responded to her in that moment was unbelievable. And that's a moment I'll never forget. Kat has a career high 62 goals and 50 assists. And like the other student athletes that have been here before myself, Kat will hopefully add to that in the coming weeks and months. She better do. In 2018, she was a state finalist. She was a first-team all-conference, all-region 2 player. In 2019, she was a state champion, first-team all-state, first-team all-conference, and first-team all-region 2 player. This year, Katarina is one of 3 players on our team nominated for North Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year. Please help me congratulate Katarina for signing with UPenn.
I want to start off by thanking my family. First, I want to thank my extended family for supporting me throughout my career. I want to thank my brothers, Yanni and Taki, for always coming to my games and offering post-game criticism after every game. Mom, thank you for being my best friend and protecting my love for soccer by supporting me through some really difficult decisions throughout my career. And Dad, thank you for introducing me to Penn and for believing me no matter what and motivating me to keep pushing when I really doubted myself through the process. You all have made so many sacrifices for me to be able to play in college, and I'm really, really thankful. I love you guys, and I'm going to miss you next year. Second, I want to thank my teammates, especially my PD team, for making school season something I look forward to every year. Y'all are such a special group, and I'm really, really excited to hopefully finish with a championship this season. Especially Mo, Ken, Ricky. I love y'all so much, and I feel really lucky to be up here with y'all and to have played these 4 years together. We've come a long way, and I'm so proud of you guys, and I'm going to miss you guys a lot next year. Next, I want to thank all the coaches and trainers at the club and high school level that have helped me throughout the years. I want to say a big thank you to the PD coaches, Ash, Chris, and especially Duds, for pushing me harder than any other coach ever has. You've always set high standards for me, and you made me a better player physically and especially mentally. I also wouldn't be here without your guidance through the college process. You fought for me and helped me stay in front of coaches, and I'm really thankful for everything you've done for me. Lastly, I want to thank Coach Casey and the staff at Penn for this incredible opportunity. I can't wait to get started in the fall. Go Quakers!
Okay, next up we have Ashlyn Richards, another one of our senior captains. Ash is committed to Sewanee, the University of the South. Ash's ability to read the game, along with her high soccer IQ, is probably one of her strongest assets. My favourite memory of Ash was her breakout sophomore year as a holding centre midfielder. We found a new role for her on the team, that she flourished and she stood out. She impacted every game. She was our general, she was our boss in the middle of the park, and another player that I pushed to the limits every game regardless of our opponents. She quickly stood out and really helped keep the glue to our group tight. Ash understands how to treat others while maintaining a high personal and team standard. She's certainly a fantastic captain and someone that the younger classmen look up to. Sewanee are lucky to have a player like Ash and a player like Ash, and I know she's going to be an instant success at the next level. Ash has a career-high 4 goals and 2 assists. In 2018, she was a state semi-finalist. In 2019, she was a state champion, a first-team All-Conference player, and a first-team All-Region 2 player. Please help me congratulate Ashlyn Richards in signing with Sewanee.
I first want to congratulate all the athletes that are up here today. There have been so many people that have helped me improve as a player, a teammate, and a person. I don't know where I'd be without you all. I can't thank my coaches enough for pushing me as a player and for all the time helping me at my game. From technical coaches to strength and conditioning coaches, and most importantly, the coaches at PD. Thank you. Coach Ash and Coach Duds, you guys have been instrumental in my growth as a Providence State soccer player, and to Duds especially, who has helped me with this whole college process even as a freshman. I'd absolutely have no idea where I'd be without your help. I truly can't thank you enough. To my teammates, and especially Kat, Ken, and Mo, we've been through it all together, the highs and the lows and the goods and the bad. I've really enjoyed watching you guys grow into an absolutely amazing player, and I can't wait to watch you all kill it at the next level. I'm so proud of you guys. And lastly, my family. To my little brother, thank you for always battling me at soccer, tennis, and wrestling me. I'm going to miss you so much next year. To my biggest coaches, supporters, and advocates for my future, Mom and Dad, thank you. Dad, my biggest athletic fan, thank you for constantly reminding me to write my college emails, and giving me the truth on the drive home from games. You've given me the resources to succeed, and I have no words to thank you enough. And to my biggest academic influence and biggest supporter, Mom, thank you for everything. You've taught me everything I know, and most importantly, how to be the best person off the field. I look up to you in every way, and I can only wish to accomplish as much as you have. I love you guys so much, and thank you for everything. I'm so excited to be continuing my academic and athletic career at Swan. Thank you to everyone who's helped me along the way. Go Tigers.
Okay, Coach, that's a hard group to follow, but I saved the best for last, James. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Robert Stevens. I'm the tennis head varsity coach here at Providence Day School for boys tennis. And I would like to take a moment and say how proud and how honored I am to be speaking on behalf of James Karani, who is signing with Washington and Lee University today as a collegiate tennis player. James. Little history on James. James has been a Charger playing tennis here since middle school. I met James when he was in middle school, and the first thing I noticed is that James is a lefty, which, thank God, us lefties have to stay together. I had no idea he was going to end up being as tall as he is. James is about 6'3", and has the weapons to really take it to the next level and beyond. James was the kid on our team that got along with everyone. He is the epitome of hard work. James has come from a family of tennis players, and James knows the meaning of being able to dedicate himself to work, but also have a good time. One of my favorite memories of James, and I hope you don't get too upset at this, but I would look forward to the bus rides, and I know that sounds crazy, but this guy was a piece of work. So one of my favorite memories is that James did eat all the condiments at one of our matches on a dare, and that's the kind of guy he was. But the next day, when it was time to play, this is the guy I depended on. I asked a lot of James from his freshman year on. Not only playing, James played every match for us every year he's been here. Not only in singles, but also in doubles. And as a sophomore, brought him up to play line one in doubles. And that's an interesting animal. You get some of the best players that go on to play college level tennis. And with James' big serve, wasn't afraid. So James, for that, I really thank you. Also, sometimes it's hard to coach these guys during these matches because their emotions get the best of them sometimes. And James, I want to give you a special thank you for all the listening you did during some of those heated moments. I really appreciate that, because sometimes being a tennis player myself, I understand it's difficult to be told to do something when your emotions are running high. Couple of things that I want to make sure that I say about this guy. He's been playing tournaments since he was 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. This is a well-deserved honor for James. He is going to be able to take his game. He's one heck of a teammate. This coach at Washington Lee is very lucky to be getting this young man. Not only is he very coachable, he's extremely talented, and James is on the upswing in his game right now. So, James, I'm honored to be able to say that you will be signing at Washington and Lee, and thank you for letting me be your coach for a while.
Thank you, Coach. When reflecting on the seemingly endless journey to arrive at this point, I first think of the countless hours spent on court with my coaches. Their encouragement and constant coaching helped mold me into the player I am today. Beginning as a small, chunky kid with a hot head, Coaches Mike Conroy and Adam Maskell were somehow able to transform my tennis game. I truly cannot thank you enough for sticking with me all these years, no matter how many times I left practice angry or question my progress. Whether it was hitting before practice or forcing me to read the inner game of tennis, they always prioritized my success and reminded me of my potential. Without your constant support and storytelling, I would not be half the player I am today. Additionally, I'm very thankful for having Coach Stevens as my PD coach these past years, and I'll never forget the memories we made as a team. I'd also like to express my gratitude to strength and conditioning coaches Brent Kasmer and Assad Davis, who emphasize fitness and strength through truly evil workouts. I'd like to thank my friends and practice partners who kept the sport entertaining and lighthearted. Next, I regrettably thank my sister Caroline for dragging me to all your tournaments. Although boring at times, you introduced me to the sport and encouraged me throughout the years with your famously lighthearted jokes. Lastly, I would like to thank my parents for supporting me all these years and providing me with the resources to succeed. Only wanting to see me reach my goals, their constant love and encouragement helped me every step of the way. A special thank you goes out to my mom. Your sacrifice to take me across the Southeast countless weekends in the middle of nowhere never went unnoticed. Whether it was a 14-hour car ride to Little Rock, Arkansas, or to the ball machine before school, you never complained and only wanted the best for me. I'm extremely excited to announce my commitment to play tennis at Washington and Lee these next 4 years. Go Generals.
Let's give it up one more time for all of our student athletes. I know parents, senior parents specifically, this is one of many emotional moments to come in the next couple months. I think Dr. Richards started crying when she entered the room, or the thought about this day. So again, thank you parents, to each and every one of you, for all that you do for our student athletes, for our athletic program. We wish you only the best, and stay connected with us. And again, everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and let's